Hey everyone, Commander Josh Hawkins here, and this is a Elite Dangerous 2.4 beta update. Okay, very exciting news today. Sandy Sammarco and Ed Lewis hosted a live stream, which we were expecting today, Thursday, detailing a little bit more of the lore on the Thargoids, as well as some of the information, as an update on what we can expect to see in the 2.4 release. Also, along with that was the release date that was announced. I believe that was September 26, which is just a couple of weeks away from now. So we're going to start seeing the Thargoids really soon, and I know that everyone's really excited about it. I know that I'm very excited about it. What I want to show you guys today is a little bit of the video that was shown at the end of the live stream. We're going to take a look at some of the details that were shown in that video and see if we can't, figure out a little bit more by inspecting just those tiny little details. Thankfully, I have some really great guys in the Bro Bar, from part of the broadcast crew, who posted some images in admin that I'm going to use to show you on the screen over here. And I'm going to also go ahead and put up the trailer here, and we'll take a look at it and pause it as we go along and discuss some of those details. So let me go ahead and turn down the Elite Dangerous music just a little bit. Actually, I don't know if that's going to work here. I could turn it down from inside the game. I'll just turn down the options. I got the game running in the background here because I was going to jump in and play, but I probably won't have time to do that. So I wanted to do a live stream to talk about some of these changes. So here we go. This is the trailer that was dropped during the live, well, right at the very end of the live stream, and we'll talk about the details as we go through it. So it starts off, and this is a cinematic trailer according to Ed Lewis. It's not fully cinematic. I mean, part of it is gameplay as well, and there's a lot of things that we're going to see in here. So we're going to be kind of stopping and starting and pausing and playing this video as it goes along. So first, there is a Thargoid ship, and this Thargoid ship seems to be kind of minding its own business, and along come a bunch of commanders. Now, Hunter lead to Hunter something I noticed right away was that there was a whole bunch of ships in this video, and the first thing that I thought before the video continues any further was, oh, maybe they increased the size of wings and now you can have 5 ships in a wing. But unfortunately, that does not turn out to be true, because as you see here in just a second, there is multi-crew in one of the ships. So what I'm speculating from this video is that it's not necessarily that you will have 5 people in a wing, but that you might need more than one wing to actually take down a Thargoid ship, which does seem kind of likely considering how tough they appear to be. And we'll get into that a little bit further into the video as well. So Ed Lewis did say, by the way, that there will be no talking in 2.4, unfortunately, although that would be a really cool feature. Now here, this is, if I'm not mistaken, that little device there, let me just back that up 1 second. That little device there, if I'm not mistaken, was one of the images that was shown in a previous live stream long time ago, as we were getting sneak peeks of what we were going to see in 2.4. And as you're going to see in the video here in just a second, it turns out that actually has a very interesting use. So he calls it countermeasures, and we'll see why in just a second. We all know that the Thargoid ships have a EMP pulse that shuts down commander ships and pretty much everything else, SRVs included. It seems like these are the countermeasures to prevent that from happening. I'm also going to stop it right there on this screen just for a second, because there's something really interesting to see here, which is in this little section over here. Oh, you can't see. Oh yeah, you can't see where my mouse is. Okay, I'm just looking at the live stream. It's a little behind. So this section right over here, it says Cyclops variant. So there are going to be multiple variants of the Thargoid ships. Now we have some images of this. We'll take a closer look at this in just a second. And it says Thargoid Interceptor. So we know that this is the main ship that we've seen of the Thargoids. It is clearly not it's not the end-all be-all of Thargoid ships. It is the Interceptor ship. So probably the ship that disables you as all the other Thargoids come and blow you up, as we'll see in 2.4, hopefully.
Here it comes.
So here it comes. There's the pulse. A little different than what it actually looks like in the game, but this is cinematic. The countermeasures are effective.
Moving to phase 2.
Very exciting.
Activate prototype missiles.
Now, another sneak peek that we saw. Here we go. Now you can see different variants of these weapons here, of course. There's the uber large, and then the medium, and then the very serious face.
On my mark. Fire!
So they fire off these really cool missiles. They kind of have this clustering effect, and they have a nice glow to them. Have an image that we'll discuss about that glow shortly. Although I don't know if it's true or not, but Shibuka and Greytest were sort of speculating on this earlier in our chat channel. So let's watch this. They shoot these missiles off, and boom! Now, it did kind of seem like the Thargoid ship kind of stuttered there for a second. And if I'm not mistaken, it does light up red. You notice that red color as soon as he gets hit. Look at this. And boom, it lights up red. So all of a sudden, the Thargoids seem to be a little bit pissed off. At least that would be what I would be if someone just shot a whole bunch of missiles up my butt. And let's see what happens next.
Multiple strikes confirmed.
Multiple strikes confirmed.
Biosigns down to 50%.
And they say that the vital signs are down to 50%, so they can be hurt. There's a little bit of damage.
70%.
But then something interesting happens in the video, which I'm sure you've all seen already.
80%.
It seems that the Thargoid ship is actually regenerating. Its health is going back up. Now, it's a little hard to see in the video here. I can't really make it out. I'd have to go step right up close to my screen, but there's a screenshot that we're going to zoom in on here,
the hell?
which we'll take a look at as well as soon as the video is done.
Healing.
90%.
It's healing.
Commander,
Oh my god.
Some kind of energy buildup from the target.
Well, why don't you shoot some more missiles? And there's also a very interesting screenshot we're going to take a look at up close of this symbol right on the front of the Thargoid ship. Well, we're assuming it's the front since it turned around. And it's maybe calling out for some friends, or it's just telling them how pissed off it is. And, of course, here comes the pain.
Basic maneuvers.
Now, this is really cool. I want to back this up for a second, because it looks to me like these are not missiles, but if you take a look as we zip forward in slow motion, these little things are actually shooting. Yeah, it looks like they're shooting. Watch it again. Here goes. They are shooting. They're not missiles. Those are tiny little ships that are flying towards them. And as you can tell from that next shot right over there, they don't actually crash into the ship, but they fly around the Corvette. Watch them fly around the Corvette. See, they just kind of fly around it as they're shooting at it. So these are not missiles. These are little, tiny cluster ships. And Shibuka was saying Thargons. So very interesting. I guess this is something from the Thargoid lore. The people who've played Elite Dangerous in the past might be able to confirm this. I didn't play Elite Dangerous before, or not Elite Dangerous, Elite, the previous iterations of Elite, but there were something called Thargons, I believe, and I guess that's the smaller little ships. So let's watch as they do a little bit more flyby here. And there it is, the return, 2.4 Elite Dangerous update. This is all really exciting stuff because it does show that there's going to be a lot more gameplay in the upcoming patch. Coming September 26th. So there it is. The official announcement for the release date is September 26th. We'll be seeing 2.4 and a lot more than what we see in this video. Okay, let's take a look at some of the images now. I got to go back here. We're going to start with, well, let's start with these missiles. So these were the missiles that were shot off by the commander ships. And there's a nice bluish glow to it. Shibuka was saying in our admin channel that he was speculating that maybe these were some type of missile that was containing the Guardian relics, and I think that's a pretty good speculation. Although it was countered that maybe this is just the color of the Aegis or the Alliance, the new grouping of Federation, Alliance, and the Empire, and this is kind of like their color. Although you can still say that it is quite possible that this is made up of Guardian artifacts, which would kind of make sense, since it seems like the Guardians and the Thargoids had some type of conflict, and the Guardians are advanced technology, so maybe it's time to start going out and harvesting or collecting, gathering the Guardian materials. Who knows? You never know. Let's take a look at the next one. So here is the zoomed in image. Yeah, let's zoom in on this a little bit more. So here's a zoomed in image of the radar, and as they attacked the Thargoid ship, the icon for it changed into a little circle. So, very interesting. Thargoid ships will appear, or at least hostile Thargoid ships will appear as a circle, which is a new icon, nothing like we've seen before, and that'll probably make them very easy to distinguish in large combat scenarios. I like how people are putting in the chat now. The chat's not showing up on the live stream, but they're saying the swarm, they're like buzzards. Yes, they certainly are. So very interesting about those Thargoid swarms. Let's take a look at the next image. If I can get to the next image. I cannot get to the next image. There we go. Okay, so here is the zoomed in top of the cockpit of the Thargoid ship. Now, you guys might recognize the symbol in the middle right over there. That's a symbol that we've seen in the past. This was all part of the research that was being done into the Thargoids. And I think Turgeon put this together. I'm going to bring up this image here. Might have to skip back to it. Yeah, there it is. So Turgeon put this image up in the bro bar. He says, this is not this. That's the image right there that's shown on the barnacles. And he says, Thargoid factions confirmed. I don't know if he paid close enough attention, but I'm pretty sure that that is the image in the middle there. It looks pretty much the same thing, like a little C with the 3 little spikes coming off, and there's a C with the 3 little things. So I kind of think it is. I don't know. Maybe he was talking about the outside portion of it, and this is like, this represents the Thargoids, and then the outside portion of it represents, you know, another faction of it. Maybe we'll see multiple factions. So it is quite possible that that is the case. I'm not going to dispute this possibility right now, but I can't say for sure, and I wouldn't necessarily agree 100% that this means that there are factions. Although factions have been discussed in the past, and I'm fairly certain that there will be factions in the game, because there are multiple factions of Thargoids that have been discussed in the lore. Oh, and this is just an image here from... Okay, so let's take another close look at this. There it is, the Cyclops variant. This is when he has the ship targeted. The Cyclops variant, and now this is a different image. Now, Turgeon, had you put this one up, then maybe we would be looking at something a little bit different. But this image here seems to be slightly different than the one that we just looked at. So maybe this is a faction insignia right over here. It does say Cyclops variant. This could just be like a ship icon, or it could be a faction icon. That we don't know. Let's see what the other one was. And there was, oh, this was just the zoomed in on the hands a little bit here, and this is where it said Thargoid Interceptor. Sorry for the low quality of these. I just snagged them off of the chat channel that someone had taken a picture of. But this does show, again, Thargoid Interceptor right over there, so we do know that there are going to be different types of Thargoid ships. Aside from this, so these are the details of the video. Let's just go ahead and... Oh, no, I don't want that. Hang on just one second. Let's pull that down. So, aside from those details, there was a couple of other things that were mentioned. Sandy Sammarco did say that, and I think this was based on some of the questions. I know I asked this. I don't know if it was my question specifically, because I didn't get to watch the entire live stream. I kind of missed out on that a bit. But Sandy Sammarco did say that There will be some revisiting of engineers in 2.4, and there was also some mention of revisiting exploration. Now, that's something that had been mentioned previously, so I don't know how soon that's going to happen, or if that's just a general thing that we should expect to see with 2.4. It's something that I'm really excited about. I know that they've already done a little bit of work with exploration, and that's something we do know about patch 2.4 already, which is the fact that they've increased the route plotting distance to 20,000 light years, and you can now include a neutron star boost from that as well. So that's really exciting for explorers, but I would like to see a lot more of that fleshed out. Now, this is all really exciting. I'd love to hear what your guys' thoughts are in the comments. If you're watching this video after it's a live stream, then please leave me a comment letting me know what you think of the trailer and of the new features that we're expecting. What do you think of the Thargoid ships? And what are your thoughts on the factions and whether or not we will see full-on war, or whether we'll have peace with the Thargoids. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to get more updates, make sure to subscribe, share this video with your friends, and check out some of my other videos. They're going to appear right over here somewhere. I do have an Elite Dangerous exploration series out there called Exploring the Milky Way Galaxy. I hope to see you all again, and this is Commander Josh Hawkins, signing off.